This is Santi, my longtime editor, the guy who somehow turns my rambling mess into something actually watchable. Honestly, without him, this channel would probably be a completely different thing. So, to thank him for holding the fort for years, I decided to do a little experiment. Could I give his low-level workload to an AI and free him up for the fun stuff? Not replace him, never that, but take the boring parts off his plate so he can focus on the creative, actual editing bits. I have been testing a new tool called Vizard for a week, and I want to walk you through what it did for our workflow and whether an AI assistant like this actually makes a human editor obsolete. Spoiler alert, it doesn't make a human editor obsolete, but it certainly changes everything around it. Okay, let's get some context because the film and video world is in this weird transition right now. Big studios are reorganizing, budgets are shifting, and the entry-level ladder has been changing for quite a while. That doesn't mean storytelling dies because the demand for high-quality visual content is only going to grow. But some of the repetitive junior logging and cutting tasks are definitely getting eaten by automation. For independent creators and small teams, that is mostly good news. However, for people whose job is to sit and scrub interviews for hours, the reality is complicated. Personally, the thing I dread more than anything in post-production is cutting down long interviews. That soul-deadening work of trimming pauses, deleting filler words, and organizing clips into themes can kill the joy of starting a cut. When you can't afford an assistant, that tedious grind is just your daily reality. I used to avoid opening my editing software because the initial slog to get footage organized felt like a punishment. Enter Vizard, which helps solve this by acting as a creator-first assistant that does three big things extremely well. It finds the viral parts of long videos and turns them into ready-to-post clips. It auto-schedules those clips, and it gives you a content calendar. But beyond the tagline, what really matters is how it fits into an editor's day-to-day routine. Vizard automates the tedious front-end tasks so you and your editor can jump straight into creative decisions. Before anyone freaks out, let me be clear. This isn't me replacing Santi. I don't want a lifeless app making creative calls, because that is where the magic happens. What I do want is an assistant that deals with the repetitive stuff: organizing, keywording, and rough cutdowns. That is exactly how we've been testing Vizard. It is built for creators, not to be a director of taste. Let me show you what I'm talking about with some real workflows we tried, starting with the classic problem, A-roll interviews. I fed Vizard a giant interview, dozens of gigs of data, and the tool imported, transcribed, and segmented it faster than I expected. The transcription is clean, and it auto-detects topics and groups clips by theme automatically. Suddenly, instead of spending 3 hours scrubbing, I had a timeline flagged by topics and all the filler words removed. It even handles the small in-between trims for you so the timelines feel watchable from the get-go. That alone is massive for the kind of long-form documentary work I do, or for someone making a lot of branded shorts. Getting that initial logging out of the way is the hardest part, and Vizard gives you that starting point. You still watch, you still decide which sound bites carry the emotional weight, but you're not wasting hours just finding the usable lines. And what about B-roll? Vizard actually surprised me here. You can dump hundreds of clips in at once, and it will classify, tag, and build a searchable archive. I tossed in some random outdoor footage, and it labeled shot types, identified objects, and even described actions in detail. It sounds nerdy, but the key wording is the difference between forgetting a great shot exists and being able to find it in 2 seconds. On big jobs, say reality shoots or multi-camera docs with thousands of clips, that kind of metadata is truly priceless. Where Vizard really stands out is the social-first workflow compared to other tools. Sure, some competitors are great at deep logging, but many stop there. They help you organize, and then you still have to manually pick clips, reformat them, and schedule posting. Vizard builds the clips for social, formats, vertical, or square versions automatically, and can cue them to post on a schedule you set. For creators who need volume, think daily or multiple weekly posts. That is a time saver that pays for itself fast. One feature I can't gloss over is the auto-editing viral clips bit. You tell Vizard the tone or goal, and it analyzes the footage to find spikes in engagement potential. It's not perfect. It sometimes misses a nuance you would have chosen, but as a first pass, it is shockingly close. For example, it pulled out 4 punchy vertical clips from a recent 20-minute talk we did and prepped them with captions and cuts. Then there is scheduling. Set your posting frequency, and Vizard will space out posts across platforms automatically. The content calendar lets you see everything in one place, move posts around, and even edit clips in the same interface. No more bouncing between an NLE, a drive, a scheduling app, and the spreadsheet where you try to remember your deliverable dates. It centralizes the whole social rule-out, which is a game changer for us. To be fair, no tool is without negatives, and the first is that you will definitely get addicted to the convenience. If you make a lot of content, you will quickly be hitting project caps and need to ration usage or upgrade. It is effectively a virtual assistant, so for larger teams or frequent creators, the unlimited plan is where it becomes truly frictionless. Second, keep your editorial eye on the automation because you shouldn't blindly accept every auto cut. Vizard is an assistant, not a director, so use it to accelerate the work, not to abdicate editorial responsibility. Also, there are ethical and industry implications that are worth talking about, especially how this changes entry-level roles. Tasks that used to be entry-level, like logging or initial selects, are being automated, which is complicated but inevitable. For now, creators trying to scale without hiring a full team will benefit massively from this shift. Let me give you real-world use cases we tested so you can picture it, starting with a branded short for a client. With Vizard, we had instant transcripts, topic groups, and a handful of pre-made cuts tailored to different story angles. We picked a direction, tweaked the timing, added motion graphics, and delivered faster than the client expected. Another case was pushing social clips from a longer episode where we used viral clip mode to schedule 4 posts in minutes. Time saved, multiple hours that Santi reinvested into better motion graphics and storytelling sequences. Finally, for big documentary shoots with mountains of footage, dropping batch exports into Vizard returns searchable clips instantly. That is where the ROI becomes astronomical, especially on shows with thousands of hours of footage. Comparing it to other AI editing tools, Vizard feels like it was built by people who actually publish content daily. It is made for creators who need both the creative framing and the social distribution workflow. As for integrations, Vizard plays nicely with Premiere, Final Cut, and Resolve via exports and common formats. You still need your editor for high-level craft work, color, audio mixing, and complex VFX. But for everything up to the point where a creative editor needs to sculpt story beats, Vizard is a tremendous helper. A few final thoughts. This is not a doom and gloom AI steals everyone's jobs rant. It is, however, a sign that the tools around filmmaking are evolving fast, and for small teams, the immediate effect is huge. If you want to try it, check the link in the description for Vizard's trial and see how it fits your workflow. Give it a real test, throw a long interview at it, and see how fast you go from raw footage to a rough cut. For us, it saved dozens of hours in a single month and freed Santi up to do the storytelling stuff he actually loves. Wrapping up, this video wasn't about replacing collaborators with apps, because I really like making things with people. Vizard is that assistant. Not perfect, but fast, helpful, and made for the way creators actually work. Try it, but keep your editorial instincts turned on, and I'll see you in the next one.